All right.
Since Sir Divish's colours still aren't flying over Talmberg, I suppose we'll be attacking.
Just so. That Istvan's a stubborn bastard.
Alright, when do we start?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day. Or until your final rest.
I have to deal with something first.
All right. God be with you.
Save dulu di sini.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good day, Henry.
Yeah. Are we?
There's no reason to wait. You won't have another.
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack. The attack.
How? And what?
As
And what? I think
I'm proud of you, Henry. You've changed from an and is keep good. Take care.
For fuck's sake! Cover yourselves! Wait till I raise the ladders!
Go, come on, naik. Iya, dapat gue. Mampus. Hajar. Waduh, lo basi ya gelo. Wait. Tambah makan dong. Ampun. Makasih bro. Anjir sini masih belum beres, anjir sini juga. Amerial lelele bah. Kayaknya nih pedang udah nggak sehat nih. Gak meninggal ya. Nanti oh. Yes, malah sono. Wah, serobak di game gitu anjir. Au. Au, 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 au.
We've got them! And now from the south! We'll charge them from the rear!
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if Istvan Toth can worm his way out of this one.
Don't tempt fate, Hannes.
Istvan! It's over! You want us to come and get you?
I wouldn't advise that. Your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, Hanush, unless circumstances change.
I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also safe and sound, but he's also quite keen to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company. What more could I want?
Your freedom!
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir, you're all noblemen here, all bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Sir Radzig, you may leave the castle with your men and go on your way unharmed.
Just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Skalitz.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, Hanush. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. We'll come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks this truce answers to me.
So are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor.
If you let him go, he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. Then, he'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear. Your father will be all right.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Divish,
Stephanie.
forgive me, husband. I'm sorry
For what?
for letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
I look forward to it. Yeah!
settlements. We have to see which way they go. Oh, they really are heading for Scallops. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
Tadi paham.
Yeah. What will you do now?
Not long ago, I only made plans for 3 days on this boat. Maybe I really could do something for Rate and his people. Something really big. But there'll be plenty of time for that later.
Yeah. What should I say to him? Well, I just hope he'll be there. Alive.
When you found Tom, well,
Yeah.
what I mean is, hats off to you, Hal. You wouldn't catch me doing that.
Truth is, I didn't think much about it.
Yeah.
I just felt I had to do it.
This is quite a turnaround, isn't it?
What do you mean?
How long have we known each other? A few weeks?
Something like that.
Before that, I was chasing wenches around Rate and you were digging turnips. And now look at us. A pair of veterans.
I was an apprentice blacksmith, not a turnip digger.
Same difference, you silly bugger.
He's a noble, right?
Yes. So am I.
Sir Radzig will be there.
There's no sign of them. Move on. I'm glad to see Ishban kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too. And now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
You all right, Father?
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, so I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
And catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Honor?
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
Where's the honor in abandoning your son?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
He knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing? Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah. The sword. It's not my sword. It's yours. For a moment there it was so near, yet so far. Oh well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but just then I had something else on my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Marquardt von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. But it's better not to dwell too much on that at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front. It's like I always imagined it would be, teaching my boy to ride. Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? I wonder who this is.
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin? I wonder what he wants. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Tamat? Wow.
Doing well, son.
Father.
Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Amar. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Don't go.
Shit, man.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. Sir Radzig wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with Jobst.
Right. I'll go straight away. What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're Sir Radzig's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
An oath is an oath. Epilogue.
Henry, I'm glad you...
God save you, Henry.
Blacksmith dulu, aku bebenah. Berapa duit kita? Mana groschen. Wah, 6.000 dulu kan. Dapat dah.
My respects. Take care now.
I'd like to
Satisfied?
That's not enough. Finally, a reasonable sum.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Good luck to you.
Let's trade.
Let's talk about...
Wow.
Is this enough?
You're a right pinch.
You're flaying me here.
Come now. Just... See now, I knew we'd come to an agreement.
Begging. And what am I to do, good folk? Skull it right in
Yeah.
Good health.
Yeah.
God be with you, Henry.
Good luck then.
Can we do some...
We agree.
You won't convince me. All right, sir.
Yeah.
Ah, Hal. Are you going to the meeting with Margrave Jobst as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what Jobst wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon.
And this is my son, Henry.
I didn't know you had a son, Sir Redzig.
Came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave Jobst was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
Question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur. That King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, your graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Berghoff, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Berghoff is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly, without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenberg, Berghoff, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenberg and Berghoff know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, your grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like scarlets? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghoff at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghoff would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Kuttenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
Alright.
I expect it would be best to write it in your name as Lord of Life.
Quite so, Margaret.
So what do you think of it all, Sir Divish?
I think I don't know what to think.
That makes two of us.
If I didn't know anything about you.
To learn where they stand on liberating
Greeting.
the king and ousting Sigismund.
God
If they'll make trouble or join our side, but
So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes. I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Bergov is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Bergov tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Bergov is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land. It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
I'm getting a bit lost in the Luxembourg lineage. It all seems a bit too tangled.
The Luxembourgs have ruled the Empire and Bohemia for almost 100 years now. Emperor Charles brought this land to prominence. When he was in power, things had never been so good. Wenceslas and Sigismund are his sons, but by different mothers. Jobst and Prokop are their cousins. They were entrusted with governing Moravia. But instead, they've been in a bitter armed feud for years, and now Sigismund's fallen out with Wenceslas. Wenceslas also had another brother, the youngest, John of Görlitz, who was most probably poisoned. They seem like a hot-blooded lot. It's hard to keep up with their affairs, since they tend to change their alliances from one day to the next.
Who is he really, this Jobst?
The cousin of King Wenceslas. He's the Margrave of Moravia. I admit I don't know what to make of him myself. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep a watchful eye on him, but he really is the leader of the resistance against Sigismund these days. We'll just have to see how it all turns out.
I'm a bit concerned so many people seem to think so little of King Wenceslas. You knew him, didn't you? What's he really like?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to that question. He certainly makes a great hunting and drinking companion, but he can be very fiery and impetuous when things don't go how he'd like them. He never had much of a head for high office. He finds it tiresome. But once a man's grasped the scepter, it's hard to let it go again. You can't just abscond. You've seen for yourself what happens when he disappears for a few months. Better a bad but legitimate king than a bloody war over the throne.
Who is this Prokop that Jobst spoke of?
Jobst's brother, the king's cousin. He and Jobst warred over Moravian supremacy for years. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
The League of Lords and that Berghoff we're off to see. Who are they exactly?
The lords of the powerful houses. Heinrich of Rosenberg, Otto of Berghoff, Heinrich of Radetz, and others. They're unhappy with the way their influence declined after Wenceslas surrounded himself with the lesser orders of nobility. They abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined forces with Sigismund and done it again. But now it seems that Sigismund's behavior is starting to rub them up the wrong way, so they may well be thinking twice. We'll see what Berghoff has to say.
I don't know all that much about Sigismund.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. 7 years ago, he led a crusade against the Turks and was defeated at Nicopolis. Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights, most of whom were mercilessly slaughtered. Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a better ruler than Wenceslas, but he's arrogant, and to our misfortune, brutal. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no doubt about it, God does move in mysterious ways.
Rupert of the Palatinate. That's a name I hadn't heard before today.
Rupert is the Prince Elector of the Palatinate.
What's a Prince Elector?
The Prince Electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the King of the Romans, who would then be crowned Holy Roman Emperor by the Pope. Rupert took the title for himself with the help of 3 other Prince Electors, even though Wenceslas had already been appointed. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome to be crowned emperor, it turned into a fiasco. Now he's doing his utmost to get Wenceslas to acknowledge him, but so far without success. So, now we have 2 kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with Sigismund for a while, but now he's switched allegiance. He seems to do that quite a lot.
That young man, Sir John of Liechtenstein. Why is he here?
The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family with estates in Austria and Moravia. Sir John sits on Jobst's council. Since the king's being held captive in Vienna, I suppose it makes sense to have a powerful Austrian house as allies. It could be very useful.
That's about all.
Very well. Take the letter from Sir Hanush. And good luck, son.
That's about all.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
This completes the main storyline. If you like, you can still unset the one the world. Just as you can read the universe and scatter squad.
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going.
God be with you, Henry.
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Of course. Can't wait.
So, to horse! The Lord of Bergov is bound to be waiting us eagerly.
What were you going?
Hey!
Go!
I'm getting used to it.
What about Rodsey? Does he account for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord. What do you think about Sir Yobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost. I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believe we rescued the king and all would be well again, but now it looks a lot more complicated.
Exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. Beggars belief. Did you know that King Wenceslas is such a
Feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trusting your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't double-crossed him, that's a fact. But he couldn't let him shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Ha! Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about him.
Why?
Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of Iglau, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him. Of course, that's not something to brag about in front of Yost.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite them being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the Iglau women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel.
And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
And what about the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit, but the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council. Little wonder they're back in their old tricks.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Well, young sir, what now? Shall we ride boldly forth to adventures new?
I never took you for a romantic soul. But, as it happens, A romantic soul is just what I need by my side right now.
What, here? Now? Aren't we leaving?
Ah, that's just the thing. Here we are, about to ride off into the unknown. Well, who knows what fate has in store for us? What if we should fall as heroes on the battlefield? How could I depart this world with a quiet heart, never having known true love?
I'm a little worried about you, sir. Aren't you getting overheated inside that armor?
Look, I can't just go off and get my head chopped off somewhere without first winning the heart of the girl I love. So are you going to help me or not?
Well, affairs of the heart are what I do best. I'll be glad to help you. So what do you want me to do?
You, Hal, shall be my messenger of love. You shall bear her a letter and a gift from a secret admirer.
Why me? It's not like you to be bashful, Sir Hans. You can just go and tell her,
Certainly not. Carolina is different to the others. She was educated in a convent and needs to be handled with kid gloves. Romanced. I must court her secretly. It's the latest fashion in France.
And who is this Carolina?
The fairest maid that ever walked the earth. Carolina. The butcher's daughter. You must have noticed a divine creature in the marketplace. Unless you're more interested in barnyard animals.
Carolina, I do know her. She's a pretty girl, all right, but, well, a little below your station.
Love knows no station but the heart. And you keep your peasant eyes off her. Your task is simple. All you have to do is get hold of a necklace fine enough to grace her lovely neck. I did have one that I inherited from my great-grandmother. Unfortunately, not anymore.
What happened to it?
I lost it playing dice at the inn. But you'll get it back for me. You're a smart lad. I'm sure you'll figure out a way. And I'll reward you handsomely.
Oh, all right then. Is there something else I should know about this necklace?
I lost it at dice in the Ledechko tavern when I was there to see... Well, that's not important.
So you bet a rare family heirloom, even though you don't know how to play dice?
I do know how to play dice, as long as the other fella doesn't cheat. No doubt he'll still be sitting there, swindling other folk out their hard-earned groschen.
Well, then you ought to have had him clapped in the stocks. All right, if that's what you want, I'll go to Ledechko and find this swindler of yours.
Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat.
See you later.
Ledechko. Not part and avenge my parents.
You're dead. That's gonna cost you your life. Got weak in the knees, have you?
What's the matter? Come on.
Macam-macam anda. Goshen.
I feel quite hungry.
Good day to you. God be with you.
I'm honored that you should come to me. Take care now.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes...
Are you the one who played dice with Lord Capon?
Played and won, lad. Fine noble he may be, but he can no more throw dice than I can read Latin.
I can't disagree with you there. But look here, have you still got that piece of jewellery you want from him?
No, I don't. Some noble rode through here and we had a game or two. Only them dice kept falling his way. I was lucky to keep my boots. He's got the necklace now.
Do you know where this fellow was heading?
He was waiting for someone here, but when they didn't show up by midday, he rode on. He mentioned something about camping by the bridge over the Sasau River. That one before the charcoal burners camp. You might still catch him there with a bit of luck.
There aren't many fords along the river on the way to Sasau. Can you tell me anything else about him?
Fine gent he was, well dressed, on horseback. Had quite a lot to say. Seems he saw a bit of the world. And he had some interesting looking dice.
You said they fell well for him?
Aye, no wonder. Fine dice they was, made special. All shiny and whatnot.
That's all I need to know.
Good luck to you.
Berani. Sasau Reaper. Game of Thrones English. Alright. Yang mana sih? Ini dia.
Ya.
Ada aja si kapon, berkapon.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Wih.
Are you after something? I'm afraid my friend here won't tell you much.
Your friend? Oh, I'm very sorry. And, well, I don't want to be insensitive, but I was hoping to get something from him. My master's necklace, which he won at dice.
Your master? Who would that be?
Well, Sir Radzig Cobbler of Skalitz is my liege lord. I'm Henry, but just now I'm helping Sir Hans Capon with a private matter.
Those are weighty names in these parts. I'm Sir Anselm of Domkey, in the service of... well, that's not important. I'd like to give you... that is... I'd like to ask you for your help.
I'm listening. Tell me what you know.
I will. And I'm sure it will help you find that necklace. The thing is, this is all my fault. I got held up on the way to meet Alphonse. By the time I got here, I found him like this.
God have mercy on his soul.
Amen, lad. I was heartbroken and enraged by turns, tearing my hair and cursing. Alphonse was my good friend, and it pains me to know he was only here on account of me. I brought him into a certain business matter to negotiate with some people, and he agreed. And this is how it ended up. When I finally pulled myself together, I took a look around and found some tracks. I followed them to the camp of those very brigands that Alphonse was supposed to negotiate with.
Nah, you can't trust anyone these days. So how can I help?
You can pass yourself off as Alphonse. Get into the bandits' camp and find that fucking murderer. And when you do, you'll find what you're looking for.
That doesn't make any sense. If one of them killed Alphonse, he'll know I'm not him.
No. They never saw him before. So whoever killed him surely took him for some passing merchant.
Are you quite sure they don't know him?
Aye. He moved in altogether different circles, among decent people. That's the very reason I asked him for help. So I reckon the best thing is for you to introduce yourself as Alphonse, have a snoop around, and come back to me when you find out anything.
Now, wouldn't it be better if you did that yourself? After all, I know nothing about this Alphonse. They'd see through me.
I'd do it if I could, lad. Only they know me, and I'm not on the best of terms with them. They'd most likely kill me on sight. Then the two of us would be dead and those bastards would get away with it.
Well, I hope I can avoid the same fate. Is there anything else I should watch out for while passing myself off as Alphonse?
The main thing is to look and sound like a noble, not a peasant. A commoner. So dress the part. No rags or rusty iron.
And how am I supposed to recognize the killer?
Ask around. I don't reckon anyone will admit to stabbing him in his sleep, but you might pick up some clue. You could have a look around for that necklace. Now that I think of it, they stole other valuables from him too.
Silver is silver, though. I won't recognize anything. Didn't he have something unique? A signet ring or chain or...
No, not that I can... Oh yes, he did. Dice. He had a set of dice made specially in Prague. It was his pride and joy. They were red and gold, bright and shiny. Not the kind of thing you'd overlook.
What can you tell me about Alphonse, so they don't catch me out if they start asking questions?
Indeed. A few details should suffice. He was from Slani, but lived in Prague the last few years. He advised people, very well too. He helped them to deal with problems, of all kinds.
He sounds like a man of the world, but I've never even been to Prague. I'm not sure I can fool them.
You can always change the subject. He was an ardent dice player, God forgive him. And he spent some time in Moravia on the service of Prokop of Luxembourg. But that was ages ago.
What do you know about the brigands in that camp?
Actually, they're not just ordinary bandits. It's a robber baron and his band. Sir Erhard Baron Bielowitz. Some of his vassals and maybe some commoners. They came here in the hope they'd have a better chance of keeping their heads.
Why don't you ask some of the local lords for help? I'm sure the Sasau custodian would lend you a few men.
There's nothing I'd like to see more than the lot of them strung up. Only I have a task that conflicts with that. And as for the custodian, I'm pretty sure Sir Sebastian is in league with Erhard.
What was the purpose of Sir Alphonse's negotiations? I'll need to know that.
Look, Henry, you'd best avoid that subject if at all possible. Just find the murderer for me, get your necklace, and I'll take care of the rest.
It'll be a bit hard to avoid that, since it was supposed to be the entire purpose of his visit.
True. Well, Alphonse was supposed to talk Erhard into moving his robbing raids towards Benešov, especially holding up merchants' wagons heading for Prague. In return, he was to offer a reward of up to 12,000 groschen and safe haven in Pilgrims.
I see. So you work for someone in Pilgrims?
No, neither Pilgrims nor Benešov. Nor Vlashim, for that matter. It's a bit complicated. Damn politics.
My word, the whole thing sounds like quite a twisted affair.
So are you going to help me?
I'll help you. I'll have to go there to look for the necklace anyway, and this seems as good a way as any.
Thanks 1,000-fold. And for the love of God, don't get caught. I'd never forgive myself if another man lost his life on my account. If it starts to look risky, take to your heels.
I'll bear that in mind.
Tokyo Sir Alfonso.
Looks like he died without a struggle. Maybe killed in his sleep. They took everything he had. Money, jewelry, even his boots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Announcer at the camp entrance. Yo, yang digantung.
Would I be right in assuming this is the encampment of Sir Erhard, Baron Bielewitz?
You must be Sir Al-Fatah, eh? All the way from Prague,
Hey,
eh?
who's that? What's going on there?
Not at all, Goodman. From Slaney.
Ah, well, that's quite a haul. How was your journey?
as well as might be expected in these perilous times.
Oh, aye. The roads ain't safe at all these days. There's all sorts of rabble waiting to rob unwary folk and even kill them.
Indeed, indeed, I concur. One must be wary, well, cautious even, when travelling.
Right then. But you'll have to wait a while. Sir Erhard is busy at the moment.
No matter, I shall just,
But it's easy to pass the time here. There's always a dice game going on with nice things being wagered. I had my eye on a fine pair of gauntlets and some old piece of jewellery.
Jewellery, you say?
That's right. Just go and see old Blaha, the fella sitting at that table there. He can read, write, and do sums as good as any scribe, and other things too. He keeps things in shape here a bit.
Thank you. I may well do that.
Next part. Al-Fatah.
I was told I could have a game or two here until Sir Erhard has time to see me.
Aye, he's got his hands full at the moment. You must be Sir Alphonse, eh? I'm Blaha, Sir Erhard's servant. I take care of things here a bit.
Including dice? It has come to my attention that there are interesting things being wagered.
True enough, we've got a fine pair of plate gauntlets, 2 necklaces, one of them's a lovely piece, a good sharp sword, and some other things, I don't remember what. The custom here is if you want to play, you've got to wager something to join.
I guess have to say
Far be it from me to disrespect established custom. Agree?
You're a right pinch purse. Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Thanks.
You want to play right away, or...?
Why wait? I'll play now.
No beating around the bush. That's the way. You'll play against Noggin now. He's not the brightest. He ain't a good loser.
Dimana?
Why, oh why did I ever agree to this? I'll lose my shirt again.
Hold. Gimana sih ini cara mainnya anjir? Scroll and roll again.
Yeah, I'm getting so... What else is there to do here?
It'd be faster if you closed your eyes and threw.
Can't drink no more today.
We'll see. That's all. Come now, fortune favors the brave.
I'm almost sober again. Fucking lice, fucking fleas.
This'll be
Like
the
it's
one.
the first time you got them. You must be used to itching by now.
So I'll never get used to them.
Try washing
Now you.
yourself once in a while. You wash yourself. My granddad's
Shit,
brother
man,
drowned bathed in
gimana
a pond.
ceritanya?
I'm not taking the risk. I only wash when it's raining. You must be chasing women away with a stick. You bet. They can smell a true man.
I've got a pick.
I'm so hungry I can eat my foot.
No point in pushing it.
I'm so tired.
This'll be the one.
Need a good scratch here.
We'll see. That'll do me.
Core intelligence.
What a shitty day. Need a good scratch here.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing fucking whores and losing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife, I think it is a robber's life. So hungry, I could eat my fish.
We'll see.
Rivers of blood and of blood.
Now you.
I'll never get you. Try washing yourself once in a while. You wash yourself. My granddad's brother drowned bathed in a pond. I'm not taking the risk. I only wash when it's raining. You must be taking women away with a stick. Bet. They can smell a true man.
Core intelligence.
Rivers of blood and a bloody
Wow.
flood.
We'll see. Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I daren't.
Fucking weather, fucking tents, fucking camp. I've had enough of this shit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hit press opponent. Kalah anjir.
I want to play. Maybe this time you'll play Berta.
You're a brave soul taking me on. I'm not used to losing.
Dolphin stink everywhere. Should have stayed home. I just want to eat and sleep. And fuck. I'm so tired.
God's holy hat.
I'm gonna get silly. What else fucking
Wow.
That's all.
Dump life sure
Just as
ain't
long as
easy.
it keeps going like this. This'll be the one. We'll see. No luck tonight.
Will.
Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I daren't. Just as long as it keeps going like this. Damn.
Will.
This'll be the one.
Shit, man.
We'll see. No point in pushing it.
Wow, wow, wow. Yes. Aduh.
That'll do me. Finished.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burn filth and stink everywhere. Should have stayed home.
No luck tonight.
No luck, man. No luck, man.
Fucking lies. Fucking please. Like it's the first time you got
Your
it.
turn.
You must be used to itching by now. I'll never get used to this. Try washing yourself once in a while. You wash yourself. My granddad's brother drowned bathing in a pond. I'm not taking the risk. I only wash when it's raining. You must be chasing women away with a stick. You bet. They can smell a tree, man.
Yuk, 50 lagi yuk.
We'll see.
Burst.
I don't believe it.
I want to play dice. They fell your way last time. You'll play against Maladota. He's a bit...
Kok jadi kecanduan
Your
gitu?
fame precedes you, but you won't get the
Main
better of me.
So hungry. I just want to eat and sleep. And fuck.
You can go and see Sir Erhard.
Udah ada sih. Erhard itu.
I've had enough of this shit.
The blessing of our Lord Jesus Christ upon you, Baron Belevets. I'm honored to make your acquaintance.
The pleasure is mine, sir. We haven't had any interesting visitors here for a long time, and I'm keen to hear what news you bring. And then there's the matter of our trade.
Indeed, we certainly have much to discuss, sir.
Good. And how was your journey, Sir Alphonse?
Long and somewhat fatiguing, truth be told.
Ah, would you rather put off our talks until later?
Let's get straight down.
No. I shall be glad to deal with our business right away, but I'd rather tell you the latest news later.
Very well. If you wish to skip the pleasantries, let's get down to business. From what I've heard, you have some proposal for me that would involve departing from Vlashim?
Yes, essentially. We need to divert attention elsewhere.
Pilgrim.
To pilgrims.
Yes, why not? It's a reasonable journey and a rich town. And who are we to devote our attention to?
Wayfarers.
There's not much coin to be made from robbing wayfarers, but that would draw attention, all right. Very well, if that is your wish. Do you want us to conduct our business on any particular road?
The road to Vlashim.
That's what we've been doing the whole time. You can pay me for it right away. And what's in it for us? If terrorizing folk is what you want, there might not be much profit in it.
I can offer up to 24,000 groschen.
My word! That's a very generous amount. I'd be mad to refuse it. And that's everything?
That's all. I trust it's a satisfactory offer.
That's all acceptable. I agree then. Now we've settled our business, you can go and rest. We'll talk later when you feel up to it.
Thank you, Sir Erhard.
Camp life, sure ain't.
Keep last player.
Camp life, sure ain't easy.
What's going on here anyway? It all seems a little odd.
Haven't you ever been in the camp of a merry band of robbers?
Never quite this merry, to tell the truth.
They've got their loot, and now they want some fun. Booze, dice, and women. I'm the only girl here. They're more interested in dice, anyway. And boozing. And they're no fun at all.
Well, they seem very fond of their dice, all right.
Aye. They always play the same way. Every player bets his most valuable piece of loot. And the winner takes all. It ends in a fight most times. Although it's a long time since anyone got killed over it.
I'd better watch my step then.
You do that, handsome. It'd be a shame to spoil that pretty face.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women,
Can I ask
the
something?
village, drink, annihilate and
Oh.
pillage.
Ask away.
Wrecking,
Making strife, how sweet it is.
Who are you?
Wife.
They call me Noggin. I'm Sir Erhard's vassal.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Likewise. Sir?
Why are you hiding out here?
We're not hiding. We're just...
Well, couldn't you rest from your profession just as well in Sasau?
What's Sasau got that we don't have here?
What a shitty day. I need a
Have
good
you been out of
scratch
the camp
cheerio.
recently? Maybe down by the river?
Why would I? We've got an outhouse here.
What about the others?
Why would they? There's water here, game in the woods, supplies enough. What else could a man want?
Fucking tent.
That's all I need to know.
I've had enough of this shit.
You cheated. I challenge you to a duel.
What? Are you fucking serious?
God!
You'll have to pay up, then you can go.
If you insist.
Ooh.
No one to rob here. Fucking boring. I gotta have this.
Madota.
Can I ask you something?
Ask away. Anything to pass the time.
You're Mladota, right?
I am. Why'd you ask?
Just curious. This is quite an interesting retreat you men have here.
You could put it that way. I ain't been here long though. I helped them out of a tight spot and they took me with them.
Is that right? How did that happen?
Well, I was lying in wait for this wagoner, see? Because he'd been mouthing off about me, so I figured I'd take all he had for compensation. Anyway, I'm hiding there in the bushes, and I hear this wagon coming, so I jumped out to ambush him. Only it wasn't that wagoner, but some merchant. As soon as he saw me with my weapon drawn, he started screaming bloody murder, and next thing, his armed escort comes charging up and I was the one ambushed. The injustice of it.
Vexing indeed.
Aye. Anyway, they caught me and took me with them. They figured I was Sir Erhard's spy, and they wanted me to lead them to him. Of course, I told them I didn't know what the fuck they were on about. So, while they were threatening to break me on the wheel, string me up and what have you, along comes the Baron with his merry band, and they lay into the soldiers and send them running for the hills. And ever since then, I've been riding with them.
That is quite an entertaining anecdote.
Ain't it just? If it hadn't been for me, the fellas would have run straight into a trap and it'd all be up with them. So, it's on account of me, they're still alive.
And how are things here? Do you get away much?
We ain't allowed to leave. So I've been here the whole time. I don't mind though. There's always something to pass the time. And we've got that wench.
That's all. You cheated. I'll kill you.
Ah, a bit of fun for a change. The last fella I killed didn't even see me coming.
Hmm.
What else is there to do?
Yeah.
allowed into camp.
Fucking boring.
Can I? You're. I. As. So. Where? That's. True. What do you say to this?
It'll take more. Thank you.
Thanks.
You want to play?
Why?
No.
Your fame precedes you, but you won't get the better of me. Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I don't. You can throw again, you know. This'll be the one. That's it.
Rivers of blood and a bloody flood.
Wow.
We'll see. That's all. Your turn.
Oh shit.
This'll be the one. We'll see. Now I'm for the chop.
Can't drink no more today.
Holy cow.
No point in pushing it. Your turn.
No.
Ah, it's not so bad after all.
Salah aim.
This'll be the one. That's it. I shouldn't have pushed it.
Should have stayed home.
Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I daren't.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village,
No matter.
drink and
It wouldn't have helped much anyway.
Burning, wrecking, making strife. How sweet it is, a robber's life.
I'd like to ask.
Ask away.
That's all.
Fucking life.
Can I have a? What do you?
Like it's the first time we got
What's? Whatever. Can you? Anyone? I'll leave. Tell me.
What are you?
You both?
What?
From?
Things were getting.
Don't you leave the...
What are you trying to say? That we're shitting us?
Fucking weather. Fucking tense.
No.
fucking camp.
I was just wondering if you knew what's going on around these parts.
We come across hunters now and then.
you sleep in someone else's bed. Get lost! I want to play. Maybe you'll play.
I can't wait to see how you throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna get soaked. What else is there to do here?
Filth, stink everywhere. Should have stayed home.
That would be all.
We'll see. I shouldn't have pushed it.
Good scratch.
No one to rob here. Fucking boring. Fucking lies. Fucking fleas.
It's no big deal. You didn't have much anyway.
Used to itching by now.
I'll never get used to this.
Try washing yourself once in a while.
You wash yourself. My granddad's put a drowned bathing in
That's
a pond.
it.
I'm not taking the risk. I only wash
But-
when it's raining.
You
No
must
luck
be chasing
tonight.
women away with a stick.
You bet. They can smell a tree, man.
Filth and stink everywhere. I should have stayed home.
Should I? Shouldn't I? No, I daren't.
Fucking weather, fucking tents, fucking camp. I've had enough of this shit.
You got any extra boots?
This'll be the one.
Sorry, I traded them for booze yesterday. We'll get new ones soon, you know?
I've got a pick.
I'll take them off the first idiot that crosses our path.
Hmm.
You're looking to be a beggar monk with no shoes at all.
Don't even say that. Seriously, I'd sooner go barefoot than have to fight.
We'll
these
see.
drunks.
Burst. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Fucking weather, fucking tents, fucking camp. I've had enough of this shit.
No point in pushing it.
So tired.
Shit, man.
Now you.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Fuck.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate, and pillage. Burn it.
This'll be the one.
Scrap to cheer me up.
Fucking lice. Fucking fleas.
Like it's the first time you got. You must be used to itching by now.
I'll never get used to this.
Try washing yourself once in a while.
Now I'm for the chop.
My granddad's put a drown bathing in a pond. I'm not taking the risk. I only wash when it's raining.
You must be chasing women away with a stick.
You bet. They can smell a tree, man.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Fuck.
It's no big deal. You didn't have much anyway.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Fuck. I'm almost sober again.
This'll be the one. I shouldn't have pushed it.
Feels a stink everywhere. Should have stayed home. I just want to eat and sleep.
Fucking weather. Fucking tense. Fucking camp. Had enough of this shit.
We'll see.
Get any extra beef? These are too small.
Sorry, I traded them for booze yesterday.
Burst.
I'll take them off the first idiot that crosses
I
our
don't
path.
believe it.
You're lucky to get a beggar monk with no shoes at all.
Don't even say that. Seriously. I'd sooner go barefoot than have to fight these turd skins.
That'll do me.
Fucking weather. Fucking tent. Fucking camp. Had enough of this shit.
We'll see.
What a shitty day. I need a good scrap to cheer me up. I just
Yeah, I'm gonna get soaked. What
That's
else
all.
is there to do here?
That won't happen again.
Never losing
Surely?
fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife, how sweet it is, a robber's life.
Rivers of blood and a bloody flood. I've got a piss.
What a she did. I need scrap to cheer me up.
You cheated.
What?
Ugh.
You're not getting off. So be it.
Burn the village, drink, annihilate, and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife. House is a robber's life.
Good. Look.
Camp life sure ain't easy.
That may.
I can offer up.
And
that.
You.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking, whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village. Drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife. How sweet it is, a robber's life.
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
That's all. I want. You.
Rivers of blood and a blood.
So, bring it on.
I gotta piss.
We'll see.
Fucking weather, fucking tent, fucking cat. I've had enough of this shit.
Ho ho.
I'm so hungry I can like
Your turn.
What a shitty day, huh? Need a good scratch shit. Fucking sick head. Can't drink no more today.
That's how it's done.
Camp life sure ain't easy. Fuck.
I've got a hit.
We'll see. Now you.
I gotta piss.
That's all.
Fucking sick head. Can't drink no more today.
Should I? No, I don't.
Shit, man.
Fucking sick
You cheated.
You cheated.
Ah, but
No surrender. We finish what we started.
Bastard! What's that?
God.
Gone weak at the knees, you're dead.
What's the matter? Come on! I'm gonna enjoy this. Fucking hell.
Come here, Lily Liver. Is that all you got?
Enjoy this.
That hurt.
Kayaknya suruh bantai kan.
Is that all you got?
I'll
Come on,
Jordan.
What's the matter? Come on.
Well, then.
Damn.
All right, you went. You'll get what for.
Come here, Lily Liver.
Is that all you got?
Ow, 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 ow.
I'm going to enjoy
Yeah.
Something you're looking for here?
No, sir.
Had enough of this shit.
I was true.
Rivers of blood.
Do you really, since you put it that way, sir, you want to play right away? Why? You'll play again.
We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on.
This is the first time you got them.
You
That's enough. It was a good job.
You're not getting off. How you? I want to. You'll.
Killing, fighting, never losing, robbing, fucking whores and boozing. Take the women, burn the village, drink, annihilate and pillage. Burning, wrecking, making strife, how sweet it is a robber's life.
Kalau ini beli lama.
What you used to do before all this? You wouldn't believe me. I was a sentry at Ratty. But they paid jack money for it. So I joined up with this lot instead. You? Sentry? You're having me on. Nah, it's true. So now it's your turn. What did you do before?
Well, I made candles for the monastery.
What? You hear that, lads? We made candles for the monks and shoved them up their asses.
Fucking sick, man. Can't drink no more. Hey, fuck.
Ya Allah.